Karl, I want to touch on some of the other areas of innovation then. For many of the businesses here, they might be looking to see where is the next place that they can innovate in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
What are some of the key trends, key metrics that they can kind of look out for that will help them to pinpoint areas that they can start to think about innovation in?
I think obviously the trends are that we will see much more of generative AIs. So don't think of it as just polishing the surface of your company, but actually disrupting how your company is operating. Where could you use different generative AI modules or methods to actually drive what it is that you're looking to achieve?
One of the areas I'm very interested in, and I'm not sure if this is something that you touch on, but it's creating that innovative culture within a workplace to foster that innovation. How would you say is the best way for businesses to kind of go about creating this culture that helps people innovate?
To show trust. Internally, to show that you trust the people working within the company, but also to show that for me to be able to trust you to play around with these innovative technologies, I suggest that you use these sets of data, or you don't share this type of information. And maybe that starts with an internal education about AI and how you as a company want to protect but also enable the company. So many companies, and we have seen some examples of this, have said that the employees are free to use different AI tools without understanding the impact. And that have in a way backfired for some of these companies that all of a sudden see that some of their internal secrets have been accessible in the large language models that have been trained as a result of their employees doing conversation about secrets.
Do you think this is, in a way, the price you have to pay, almost by accepting that mistakes will happen?
If you're looking at being innovative, mistakes will happen. But it's a learning curve. So plan for this in the best possible way and make sure that people understand more before they get started. And don't try to regulate it, because you can't really regulate innovation internally. Instead, try to support it by giving them a better understanding.
Karl, you're going to be speaking at Seamless Europe in Berlin in October. Can you outline some of the differences you see in the e-commerce retail landscape between here in the Middle East and what you're experiencing back in Europe?
Yeah, so the big difference is that Saudi is a new market for all this technology and innovation. It's a market that have a tremendous appetite to make a difference and make a global change, while the European market have been around and operating in a way more or less like one of these really old big companies that are slowly changing, slowly adapting. And as Saudi don't have any of that legacy, they don't need to slowly adapt. They can just quickly implement.
So I guess the key message is expect big change here and quick.
Yes,
in the next
exactly.
However many years.
And we see it already.
Yeah.
I mean, the move that Saudi is doing is amazing. People in Europe have not started to understand what's actually going on here. But as I've been here now a couple of times, I see it's not just amazing mega projects on papers. It's things that are going on. It's not about to happen, it's happening.
And we've got 40,000 visitors expected to arrive here today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
That shows a real appetite to keep up with the pace of change that's happening in the region right now.
Yeah.
What are some of the big challenges that you think will they will face in keeping up with that just the sheer pace of the change?
Yeah, I think that any company, any organization, any country that are growing too fast will have some challenges. But if you plan for that in the process and you accept that there will be things that are not going exactly as we intended, I keep on saying failing forward. Whenever you get into this situation where other people might say that you failed, I would say that you have learned. If you did not dare to do those moves, you would have gone nowhere.
Can I just touch on a little bit of the work you're doing yourself? Obviously, you're an author, you speak at some of the biggest conferences in the world. What projects are you working on at the moment?
Yeah, so I'm helping companies understanding how to incorporate innovation and AI within their organization, but not just to support from an internal point of view, but actually making them understand the value that they need to produce from a consumer point of view. The consumer could be an actual consumer on the outside, but it could also be a consumer on the inside of the company. So you need to understand more of the full width of the opportunities here. And obviously I do that as a consultant and an advisor. And in some companies I step in as a mentor to help them. But to a large extent I help organizations like Seamless to inspire a big audience to actually disrupt themselves in a way.
Excellent. Karl, thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day.
Definitely.
I really appreciate you taking the time out.
Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah.